A&M Aggies. Tonight's broadcast of the NCAA tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is sponsored by AutoZone, by Cintas, by Granger, by Pluto TV, by Kohl's, by Progressive Insurance, and by NCAA.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Kugler along with Austin Crozier. Brad Heller will join us later from the Westwood One Broadcast Center. We shift from the east here in Denver to the south in Denver, although we have not moved seats. We're in the same spot, but the regions have changed. Now we get the number 13 seed Yale Bulldogs, the champions of the Ivy League, taking on Texas A&M out of the powerhouse SEC. They are the number 4 seed in the south. And Yale trying to be that upset-minded team like they were a year ago when they knocked off powerhouse SEC team Auburn.
Well, I mean, if they caught Auburn off guard last year, they're certainly not catching Texas A&M off guard this year. A lot of respect amongst these two coaches. But it's a team that, two teams that do things really in different ways. This is a Texas A&M team that is arguably, of the 14 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament, probably the worst offensively, one of the better defensively, the most dominant rebounding team, and they force those turnovers. This is a Yale team that really was tops in the Ivy League offense, defense, rebounding. They did a little bit of everything. The scoring is a little bit more spread out. 82 points per game for a Yale team. That is the best in program's history.
John Poulikitis leads the way for the Yale Bulldogs, and Poulikitis, first team All-Ivy this season, the top scorer in the Ivy League at 19.2 points per game. It's the highest scoring average at Yale since Paul Maley in 1987-88, so it's been a long time since Yale has had a scorer as prolific as John Poulikitis, and he had 28 against Auburn last year. So again, to your point, A&M is well aware of what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in so many programs. Greg Gard at Wisconsin, right, becoming a shift to more of an offensive team. Yale, a team that used to hold the ball in the half court, all of a sudden is putting up 82 points per game. This is your modern version of basketball. Coaches are recruiting players that can shoot the three-point shot, and this is not the Yale team that maybe you are used to have seen in the NCAA tournament in the past.
Texas A&M at 22-10, Yale at 22-7. Up next, Austin Crozier's keys to tonight's game and the opening tip from Denver. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Meals?
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
All power, zero compromise. Ego Cordless Outdoor Power Equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
There's nothing more defeating than a bracket busted during the first few rounds. Clearly, you didn't have the right stats and data to make the right pick. Don't make the same mistake with hiring for your small business. Find top-tier talent in the right place with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Yale, the 13 seed, Texas A&M, the 4 seed, as we welcome you back to Denver. This matchup in the South region. And for Yale, as Austin Crozier and I were talking about, the Ivy League with success last year as Yale beat Auburn in the tournament. James Jones, the head coach of Yale, was asked why people are surprised when the Ivy does well here.
Yeah, because people don't think we're any good. Right? No one gives you any credit for being any good. Like, if you read the name on a chest and you feel like, oh, they're Ivy League school, you're supposed to be X, Y, or Z, but that's just, it's a misnomer. It's not reality. So, we feel like, again, we can be competitive, and the teams in our league can be competitive against a lot of teams in the country. Now, are we the best team in the entire country? Well, we're going to have an opportunity to prove that, but we certainly feel like we can compete with anybody, and I think that's what's really important.
Well, the team he's got to compete with tonight is Texas A&M, led by veteran head coach Buzz Williams, who is hopeful that playing in a tough conference like the SEC will have them ready for anything.
I hope that it prepares you because you've played against some of the best players. You've played every different style that there is to play, and so you can always hearken back to opponents and personnel in preparation for Yale, just based on the 18 games that we played in the SEC.
Time for the keys to the game, sponsored by Realtors. Buying a home can be a lot, but with the ethical expertise of a Realtor, you don't have to do it alone. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. All right, Austin Crozier, let's start with Yale. What do they need to do to get a win tonight?
I think it's going to start with Bez Mbang. This is the Ivy League Player of the Year. He actually had 3 triple-doubles in the season, all coming over the last 6 weeks. One of only 6 players in Division I to average more than 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Now, he's actually only the 3rd leading scorer on the team. Kevin, you mentioned John Palakidis and Nick Townsend, but this is a formidable trio, and Mbang makes it go. I think taking care of the basketball would be one of the 2 biggest storylines in this game. A&M forces almost 14 turnovers per game. Now, Yale, very good in the Ivy League, led it, only turning over 10 times per game.
All right, Texas A&M, 22-10. They got bounced out of the SEC tournament. They've struggled a little bit, 5 of 7 in the loss column entering the tournament. What do you see from that?
Well, a big part of that problem is their offense. It could be a struggle from the field. Wade Taylor, the 4th, will try to remedy that. First-team All-SEC player, 2,000-point scorer, and actually has already had his jersey retired. He will need a big game here, and then for A&M to dominate the boards like they have all season.
Well, dominating the boards means they're probably going to get a lot of second-chance points. Let's check that starting lineup, sponsored by Cintas. Work days are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday. For Texas A&M, Austin mentioned Wade Taylor, the 4th, averaging on the season a robust 16 points per game. The 6-foot graduate from Dallas, Texas. Joined in the backcourt by Manny Obaseki. Obaseki averaging just over 6.5 points per game. The 6'4 senior from Allen, Texas. Hayden Hefner, also in the backcourt, the 6'6 grad, 190-pounder from Texas, who averages 5 points per game. Up front, Anderson Garcia, 6'7 senior from the Dominican Republic, 6.6 rebounds per game. And Henry Coleman III, 8 points, 5.5 rebounds for the 6'8 forward for Buzz Williams' 6th Texas A&M squad. This is a new lineup, or newish lineup, just 2-1 with this lineup over the last 3 games. For the Yale Bulldogs, Bez Mbang, 13.5 points per game for the 6'4 senior. John Palakidis, 6'6 senior, averages 19 per game. Casey Simmons averages 9 points per game. Simmons, the 6'6 junior. Nick Townsend, the forward, the 4-man, the 6'7 junior, averaging 15.5 points, 7 rebounds per game. And Samson Alaton, the 6'10 sophomore from Dallas, he mans the middle, 8 points, 4 rebounds per game. With this lineup, Yale 14-2 on the year. Time now for the opening tip, sponsored by AutoZone. Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. Yale in the road blue uniforms, dark blue tops and bottoms, white triangular piping on the sides of those blue shorts, blue numerals on front and back with the block Yale across in white. For the Aggies, white tops, white bottoms, maroon numbers, and a script maroon Aggies across the front of those white jerseys. We're ready to get this one started. The night session about to begin in Denver. The winner gets the winner of UC San Diego and Michigan later tonight. It'll be Alaton who will jump it up against Anderson Garcia. Tip controlled by Yale, and we are underway. They'll move it from our right to our left, and working it up is Bez Mbang. Mbang against Taylor. This will be a fun matchup tonight. Pulikitis over on the right side, guarded by Obaseki, up top to Townsend. In the left-hand offensive zone, Yale works on this first opening possession. Here's Casey Simmons dribbling middle of the floor, 9 on the shot clock. Simmons will bounce it over to the right side, and Townsend hands it back to Mbang. Mbang in the right corner in front of the A&M bench with 3 to shoot. With 2 to shoot, gets rid of it to Pulikitis. Pulikitis deep 2, top of the key, off the iron, on the side. Simmons offensive rebound, saves it for Yale. Pulikitis right back to Simmons. Corner 3 is short. Offensive rebound, Bez Mbang. And a third chance on this opening possession for Yale.
How about all the focus on A&M as a rebounding team, and Yale with 2 offensive rebounds to start the game.
Nick Townsend skips it across, cutting into the paint. Simmons in some traffic, gets to the rim somehow, then lays it in on the left side, and Yale with a 2-0 lead.
What a perfect start for the Bulldogs, and A&M a little bit on their heels a little bit. Remember, this is a team that lost 5 of their last 7 games coming in. Now, one of those wins was against Auburn at home, but they are far from playing their best basketball.
Obaseki will hand it off to Hayden Hefner. Back it goes to Obaseki, standing just outside the three-point arc near the March Madness logo on the edge with 8 to shoot. Obaseki dribbles to his left, looking for a screen from Coleman. They go under the screen, feeding it over to Garcia. 3 on the left-hand wing. That's no good, and Mbang the rebound. 1 and done go the Aggies. Bez Mbang will bring it up. Leads Division I in triple-doubles, averaging 13.5 points per game. The Ivy League Player of the Year. Swing around to the left side in Casey Simmons. Simmons a little jab step with Taylor on his hip. Hands to Townsend, top of the key. He'll turn the corner, blows past Obaseki. He gets the shot up to the rim, no good. Rebounded by Garcia. And now the Aggies on the run. Taylor, blow by, all the way to the rim for 2. He just ran end to end and outraced everybody for the first 2 for the Aggies.
Well, we mentioned this so many times when you have a team from the SEC playing from Yale. These Yale players are not used to the size, the athleticism, of the speed night in and night out in the Ivy League. And it could be a little bit eye-opening here in the early stages.
Here's Mbang on the right-hand wing. Alaton will pop up to get it, to give to Simmons. Simmons, his locks flowing over his number 14 on that blue jersey, trying to get it on Townsend to a back cut to Pulikitis, and he bounced it a little too far, goes out of bounds, and a turnover to the Aggies.
And a Yale team that does not turn the basketball over very often, but again, I think a backdoor cut that maybe in the Ivy League would be there against an Aggies team that is so good at the defensive end of the floor, plays a little bit more physical. You have to make sure that they have the advantage before you make that pass.
Obaseki drives the dish to Coleman for the 2-hand flush. Obaseki drew 2. The open man was Coleman, and it's 4-2 Texas A&M.
And that's just at the point of attack offensively, you've got to find a way to keep your man in front of you.
Here's Mbang on the drive, dish right corner, 3 up and down for Casey Simmons. They broke some pressure and had odd numbers on the other end, 5-4 Yale.
And I think that that's a big sign how they handle pressure, whether it's in the full court or in a pick and roll.
Taylor with a 3, deep 3 on the right wing. Boy, that was just a quick across the half court and shoot a 3.
And listen, Taylor is a 38% shooter from the field. He is the leading scorer, but he does it by volume. And that's not as though you had a 36% shooter there. You got to get better looks.
On the quick end of the attack by Mbang, and a 10-footer floats around the rim and out. Rebound to Obaseki, up to Hefner. Hefner driving baseline, dumps it to Coleman, feeds up top to Garcia, fakes the 3, kicks it right side. Obaseki for 3, rattles it home. Obaseki 35% from behind the arc this year, and the Aggies lead by 2.
Yeah, he's the one guy that I think they can rely on from that three-point line. Not a huge part of what the Aggies do.
Simmons, 3, left wing, no. Garcia the rebound for Texas A&M. Yale not wasting much time in the half court. Taylor will bring it up. Taylor on the drive, floats it over. Alaton missed everything. Rebound to Pulikitis of Yale. And now Pulikitis will jog it up the floor. Yale down a pair, 7-5. Pulikitis harassed by Taylor, gets to the right elbow, fadeaway jumper strong. Long rebound to Wade Taylor. Taylor on the run, 1-on-3, doesn't matter. He lopes into Townsend, bounces it off the window and in. Like maybe he took an extra step there, but no whistle, and it's 9-5 A&M.
And he's got 4 shots in 3.5 minutes. I mean, he's a guy that is going to find a way to get it up, and anytime he's in transition, Yale has to load to the ball and get it out of his hands.
Pulikitis over to Alaton. 8 on the shot clock. Alaton looking, feeding it over to Mbang. Mbang bouncing it down low to Townsend. Townsend had the rug pulled out from him. He slipped down as he grabbed it, and then a tie-up as they reach down to take the ball away. It'll belong to Texas A&M. And a timeout on the court. Sponsored by Rocket. Own the dream. Texas A&M 9, Yale 5. Aggies ball when we return from the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. This is the men's basketball tournament.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
Fourth down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
Chumba Casino is now partnering with 2311 Racing. Chumba is always free to play. No purchase necessary. Find hundreds of online social casino games like bingo, solitaire, and slots with new games dropping weekly. Grab your free daily login and welcome bonus with a chance to redeem amazing prizes. Play for free today at ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to cha-cha-cha-cha-chumba. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's check each team's tournament resume, sponsored by Monster.com. Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. Monster.com provides great coaching and millions of job openings. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. Yale earned their ticket to the dance by winning the Ivy League. The 13th seed in the South opened the year 4-5, finished with wins in 16 of their last 17 games this season. For Texas A&M, the Aggies, 22-10, the 4 seed in the South, win 11-7 in the powerhouse SEC this year, and Texas A&M riding their defense, second best scoring defense to Tennessee in the Southeastern Conference. Alongside Austin Crozier, I'm Kevin Kugler. We told everybody after we did the game on telephone, our second game here, that we would do this game in Morse code. So ...
That's impressive. What'd you say?
I don't have any idea. I probably just cursed somebody out. I apologize. Solomon Washington will inbound. And a handoff to Zurich Phelps off the bench. Phelps stops at the left elbow. Back it goes to Washington. Washington, the handoff to Taylor. Taylor will skip it over to Hefner. Hefner on the right wing, driving inside, floats it up from 8 feet, and it's good. And an 11-5 lead for Texas A&M.
Now, probably not a surprise that the Aggies have held
another turnover. Yeah. Yale just lobbing it into the front court, nothing there, and a turnover back to the Aggies. Here's Solomon Washington. His pocket picked, he's able to get it back. Stops to the free throw line, he'll back it out. Zurich Phelps, 14 total points the last 2 games for a guy averaging 14 points per game. Taylor on the right-hand wing with 8 to shoot. Taylor directing Coleman over to get it. Coleman does get it, trying to turn the corner. 4 to shoot, fades away with 3 to shoot. Shot is short. Rebound scooped up by Casey Simmons of Yale.
Yale's going to have to do a good job of taking care of the basketball. Any team that plays against the Aggies, and unfortunately they have 3 turnovers already.
Townsend trying to break a 7-0 Aggie run. They lead 11-5. He'll bounce it over to Mbang. Mbang guarded by Taylor around the Townsend screen. 8 to shoot. On a bounce. Simmons cutting to the rim, and a beautiful feed and find to get Simmons 2 at the rim.
Now, backdoor cuts are used by most teams in most conferences, but if you ever associate them with one, it is the Ivy League, and perfect execution by the Bulldogs.
11-7 lead for Texas A&M, and Taylor bumped by Mbang as he tried to fight around the Coleman screen. Just collided with the Texas A&M star, and Mbang with his first team foul on Yale. And Pharrell Payne, the Minnesota transfer, checking in for the first time for Texas A&M. Definitely a deeper team for A&M than what Yale will run out.
And we saw that in the game earlier with Wisconsin and Montana, that they just were worn down, by the end of the game physically. And it's typically not the depth of the guards that's the problem. It's the depth of the front court when you look at an SEC versus an Ivy League. And there's definitely some size. Alatan is a big body. Townsend is not small by any means, but it's the depth that A&M has with the size.
Phelps off the inbound, the hand to Payne, drives down the right side of the lane, and Pharrell Payne, who averages over 9 a game, puts his first 2 on the board. 13-7, Texas A&M. They apply a little bit of that pressure across to Simmons. Simmons has 7 points. The rest of the team is 0 for 4, and they have not scored. Mbang up top to Isaac Seliscar. Ball knocked free and tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to Texas A&M. That is turnover number 4 for Yale in this first half. They average just 10 per game.
Yeah, and we mentioned so many times the Aggies forcing almost 14 a game, second in the SEC, but 3 of those 4 turnovers have been unforced. Just passes out of bounds.
Zurich Phelps driving inside, lost the handle on the ball, ripped away by Townsend. Long pass ahead to Mbang. Mbang one-on-one against Obaseki, but the Aggies get back quickly. Mbang popping through the lane, and the ball taken away. Another turnover. Washington ahead to Garcia, runs it up. His layup, no. Payne with the offensive rebound and a 2-hand stop.
It's hard to beat anyone with those types of turnovers. The 4th turnover in their last 5 possessions. This is Aggie basketball. This is what they prepared for the moment Selection Sunday came out, taking care of the ball under this pressure, and they have struggled.
Nick Townsend almost throws it away again. Pulakidis able to save it. Trevor Mullen off the bench penetrates. The dish back to Mbang, splits 2 defenders, kicks it into the corner. Mullen lost the handle on the ball, and the 5th turnover in the last 6 trips. Mullen with a foul, trying to pull it back from Zurich Phelps, and Yale is all sorts of flustered right now by this Aggie defense.
Yeah, and I don't get the sense that, the Aggies are playing at 100%. A lot of these, are give and goes, the pass out of bounds on a backdoor cut, throwing over the top against a pressure. Yale's going to have to settle down here. As you mentioned, they turn it over the fewest in the Ivy League.
Zurich Phelps trying to penetrate, nothing there. He'll back it up. They'll set up in the half court now in the right-hand offensive zone. Obaseki will bounce it over to Pharrell Payne. Payne leaning on Townsend, trying to back him down, looking to spin baseline. Payne nowhere to go, gets to the rim, and somehow muscles it through Townsend and in.
Well, and this is the difference between Ivy League. Townsend can guard any big in the Ivy League one-on-one on that low block. It's just at a different level against the Aggies, and it has to be Yale coming down and double-teaming, helping Townsend out.
Here's Seliscar with a 10-point deficit, floats it up from the right side of the lane and somehow gets it to drop. That'll stop the run, and it's 17-9, Texas A&M. Zurich Phelps now from left to right. Anderson Garcia clapping his hands. He wanted to start it to the left side, which he will do to Obaseki. Pharrell Payne extended in the left corner, trying to back down. Now skips it over to Phelps in the right wing. Phelps with 10 to shoot. To the free throw line. Jarring blow delivered to get some space, and he fires the jumper home from the free throw line. 19-9, Texas A&M.
You heard me say it earlier. This is the worst offensive team in the SEC of the 14 in the tournament. They're shooting 64% from the field.
And a quick 3 on the other end for Yale. Pulakidis can't connect. He's 0 for 3 from the floor. Aggies get the rebound. Phelps will hop it up the floor. Looks inside. Payne with good position. Turnaround 5-foot hook won't go, and Pulakidis with the rebound. Yale fortunate there. He got great position. Mbang now on a bounce to Pulakidis. Gets into the paint, but has to back it out to Townsend. 3 top of the key. That's good. Nick Townsend, 49% this year from 3, and he drains this one to cut the lead to 7.
And that was really the best half-court possession we've seen from the Bulldogs in the game. Not nearly the same level of pressure, but they just took their time. They drove into the paint, kicked it out to the three-point shooter. Good offense.
Rick Phelps on the left-hand wing, guarded by Mullen. Phelps with 10 to shoot, dribbles to the free throw line, pushes a pass up top to Garcia with one hand. Garcia will launch a 3, and he'll hit. He thought about it, he sized it up, and then he stroked the three, 22-12, Texas A&M.
Yeah, it usually doesn't work like that. Usually you think about it too much, you end up missing the shot. Either way, good look. Get it to fall.
And bang to Townsend. Almost had it taken away by Phelps. Townsend will drive, gets into the paint, jumps a pass into the corner, extra pass to Poulikitis, penetrates from the left wing, gets into the paint, and his first two drop on a 10-foot fadeaway for Poulikitis. And Yale back with an 8. 22-14, Phelps from left to right. Bright silver shoes for Phelps. He'll stand out if the power goes out again. Standing between the circles. Over to the left side and Garcia. Back it goes to Phelps. Phelps working against Mullen. Launching the three, top of the key, and he rolls it home. Who's this Aggie offense? 11 of 17 from the floor. 3 of 5 from 3.
I mean, if they could count on this level of offensive efficiency, tied in with everything else they do on the court, this is going to be a very difficult team in this tournament.
Here's Mullen on the right-hand wing. Lost the handle on the ball. Tipped out of bounds by the Aggies. And a timeout on the floor. Buzz Williams goes to every single Aggie player and gives them an aggressive high five. You know he likes what he's seen from his squad right now. 25-14, the Aggies lead. 8:58 to play in the first half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Let's check the schedule of tournament games coming up on Westwood One, sponsored by the 2027 X15 engine from Cummins. Featuring better fuel efficiency, immense power, and backed by 25-plus years of experience, the 2027 X15 is built to rise above the challenges of tomorrow. The X15, forever rising. Coming up later tonight in Denver, the 12 seed in the South, UC San Diego, making their first appearance in the tournament and taking on the Big Ten tournament champion Michigan Wolverines. Then on Saturday, our first second-round matchup is set here in Denver as Wisconsin will take on BYU. Right now, the Aggies doing work, 25-14. Texas A&M leading Yale. Yale started off cold. They've gone 4 of their last 5 from the floor. The problem in that span, the Aggies, Austin Crozier, have gone 5 of their last 6, and Yale has already turned it over 6 times in this game.
Well, to put it in a little bit of perspective, Texas A&M averages 41% from the field on the season. They're shooting 65%. From the three-point line, 31%. They're shooting 60%. I mean, this is almost unheard of for Buzz's team. And typically what I would say is, if you let a team get out to a 15-point lead who's good offensively, it's very difficult to climb back in. But with an Aggies team that typically struggles offensively, they can go on a cold streak, and there's always an opportunity to go on a run.
And they throw it into the backcourt off the inbound. It's a turnover. Carter grabs it for Texas A&M, runs it to the rim, lays it in, and draws the foul. Jace Carter with a chance at a three-point play after the foul inside. And Trevor Mullen slow to get up for Yale after the contact. Looks like he banged his tailbone pretty good. Mullen's going to head to the bench as Casey Simmons returns for Yale.
Nothing frustrates a coach more than you're down, you call a timeout, you draw up a play, and you just throw it away. Usually you're frustrated if you don't get a good look. They didn't even get a chance to run the play, so now whatever happens on these free throws, you're going to run the same play that you called out of that timeout.
Free throw no good, rebounded by Simmons. Yale will bring it up the floor, down 13, 27-14. Mbang jumps it into the left corner. The three from Pulakidis is up and down. Big jumper in the left corner for Pulakidis to bring Yale within 10. Now Taylor to the other end, explodes into the paint, drops it off down low, and on a hard bounce finds Garcia, who lays it in on the left block, and it's 29-17 Aggies.
And that's the real value of Taylor. He's not great finishing with the shot.
Oh, and Celiscar lobs it to Alaton for the two-hand flush.
Big-time play there by Alta, and the two best back-to-back possessions we've seen from Yale so far.
Taylor, quick three on the other end for the Aggies. That's way off the mark. Mbang with a rebound. Mbang will bring it up the floor, trying to drive past Carter, and he lost his balance because he was nudged by Jace Carter, and that'll be a foul, the first foul of the game by Texas A&M. Pulakidis will leave, and Riley Fox, the 6'6 freshman, who did not play in the Ivy League championship against Cornell, he comes back out now to play for Yale, a freshman who averages just over 3 points per game. Mullen still frustrated and sore on the bench. He's grabbing his hands and stretching, trying to loosen himself up.
It looked like he landed on his hip and maybe stuck out his arm to try and brace his fall.
Inbound, Celiscar. He is hammered by Wiltshire. There's the foul, almost an and one, as Celiscar off the inbounds on the baseline, caught it left block, took it up, and just off the bench, C.J. Wiltshire, the Nebraska transfer, commits his first personal foul. Timeout on the court. Free throws coming for Yale. When we return, they're down 10, 29-19. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. For the ones who get it done, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade products for all industries, fast delivery, and free technical support. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. 29-19 Texas A&M leading Yale by 10. Simmons had the first 7 for Yale. He hasn't scored since, but he is still the game's leading scorer. Meanwhile, for the Aggies, already 8 different players have scored points in this ball game, and they lead by 10.
Do you mind if I look at a half-glass full perspective for Yale?
I wish you would. That's how I live my life.
So they have 7 turnovers that have led to Texas A&M having 10 points. You get rid of those, and it's a tie game. On top of that, they're shooting 65% from the field, which is completely out of the norm for the Aggies. So if you're Yale, don't panic. Stop turning the basketball over. Continue doing what you're doing offensively, because they're shooting 53% from the field, which is a great number. They've settled down the last 3 possessions at the offensive end. At some point, the Aggies are going to return to the mean. They are not going to shoot 65% from the field for the game. And if they do, there's nothing you can do about it anyway.
Isaac Celiscar good on the first free throw for Yale. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the day, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Isaac Celiscar, 76% free throw shooter. Good on the first, good on the second.
Was my positivity a little too much?
No, I loved it. I feel more positive about everything in my life. Al Rosenberg, our engineer, also feeling positive. Sure, the power went out earlier, and he nearly had a massive heart attack and a stroke trying to get things back up. But now everything's fine. Glass half full. Taylor between his circles, hands off to Wilcher. Wilcher will launch the 3, rims out, no good. Rebound batted around, swatted around, ends up with Washington, and the Aggies get a second chance. Wade Taylor the 4th. Carter now over the right-hand wing, back to Taylor. Taylor middle of the floor, 9 to shoot. Feeding it to Wilcher. Wilcher back it goes to Taylor. 5 on the shot clock. Gives it off left side to Washington. Washington in the paint, tried to wrap around through all kinds of traffic, and he threw it out of bounds.
And again, this is a very good Yale team defensively. They have been all season long. Just need to calm down a little bit. The point of attack, keep your man in front of you. Really great job there, leaving A&M in a place where there was nothing, and they forced a turnover.
As Mbang almost threw that away. Casey Simmons had to secure it with 2 hands as they walked it across the timeline. Mbang at the top of the key, bounces to Alaton, to a cutting Simmons down the baseline. He went up for the jam, and he got rejected by Washington. Went up right between his hands and blocked it away. Took it away, and the Aggies with it in the right-hand offensive zone.
And that's another example of a play in the Ivy League that's a dunk probably on someone's head.
Trying to spin. Carter, nothing there. Backs it out to Taylor. Taylor will dance it into the corner. Carter for 3. That won't go. We've got a whistle and a foul on this end of the floor. Riley Fox with a push trying to get the rebound, and Fox picks up his first personal foul, 4th team foul on Yale.
We mentioned a lot about the offensive rebounding prowess of the Aggies. Has not been a factor here, just the second of the game. And the reason why is because A&M is making almost 70% of their shots, which means there's not as many opportunities. But still, something that Yale has got to do is find a body every time a shot goes up.
Inbound Hefner, his 3 in the corner won't go. And now Yale off the miss, will bring it up down 8. It's Mbang on the drive, dishes left corner, extra pass. Townsend 3 left wing, off the heel, won't go. Hefner bats the rebound off the backboard and gets it. Taylor now will bring it up to the Aggies, up the far sideline from left to right. Taylor will lob a high arcing pass, extended on the left block is Payne. He'll spin baseline, spins back towards the middle, kicks it over to the right side. Phelps, a little bobble. Zurich Phelps with 12 to shoot, he has to back it out. Phelps, top of the key, enters it down low to Payne. Payne drives against Alaton, misses from point-blank range, and Townsend scoops up the air ball. Mbang will bring it up the floor quickly for Yale. Stops, just outside the elbow, picked up his dribble. He needs a little bit of help. Needs somebody to help him. Bounces it over to Simmons, who came out to get it. Now Mbang to work again against Payne, matched up against the big. Mbang will bounce it inside Townsend. A hard bounce pass on the right block. He lays it in, and Yale within 6.
And Buzz Williams recognized that switch on the double team and the advantage. He was screaming at his players to come across, and just great timing by Townsend on the duck-in.
Phelps around the screen, enters it to Payne. Payne buried deep in the block, but a tie-up is called. Simmons came from behind to help out Alaton, reached in, grabbed the basketball. I know it's sort of expected, but a smart play by Yale, and it's a 6-point deficit. They get the ball back.
Why would you say that?
It's because they're the Ivy League.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
Oh, they're smart there?
It's not a Nebraska education, but it's close. Pulakidis and Mbang will bring it up. Mbang will walk it across the timeline for Yale in a 6-point game. Aggies with the lead, but they've gone cold 0 for their last 5. Entry to Townsend against Payne. Townsend trying to find some room, gets it to Alaton on the block, and he missed the layup on the right side. Boy, he was point-blank range. Now Taylor to the other end for the Aggies, and a foul called on Mbang. That is his second personal foul.
That's something to keep an eye on, and that was a cheap one. I didn't see anything there. I'm not sure what the officials are expecting from him. It was chest-to-chest contact. Nothing really advantage gained by Taylor. That's just a play on in my book.
Jordan Braithwaite will check in. The 6'4" first year who has only played in 23 games, only played 8 minutes a game. Taylor will inbound. Washington will work it up top to Zurich Phelps. Phelps around the screen from Payne. Phelps into the paint, going up for the shot, and he's fouled. Kind of picking his way through that Yale defense. They're going to call the foul on the floor, not in the shooting motion. So the foul on the floor against Yale. Still waiting to see a signal as to who the foul was on. And there's the foul called from Michael Reed, our official over at the table, and James Jones is saying, who's it on? It's not a shooting foul. They're inbounding. It'll be on Alaton, and that'll be his second. So 2 on Alaton and 2 on Mbang. 2 guys that are critical for Yale.
Alaton at 6'10" and a big wide body. Can't afford for him to have to sit for extended minutes.
Taylor inbounds Garcia, and he drove down the baseline. Mbang came, or rather, Alaton came to challenge, and that's his third personal foul.
You know, it's hard, right? Because your instincts are to come across. One, center, 6'10", shot blockers, you know the rule of verticality. You got to get there with your feet, jump vertical, and it won't be a foul. He came across with his arms down. That said, that move was so quick. You almost got to let him go.
Yep.
Your value to the team is more than those 2 points, and now with his third foul, he's going to the sideline.
Garcia misses the first free throw, and Seliskar will come in for Alaton. The Jeep Celebration event is your chance to start a brand new adventure. Hurry in for an exceptional offer on Jeep's Go Anywhere, Do Anything SUVs, and let the ride of a lifetime begin. Garcia's second free throw is good. 1 for 2 on that trip. And the Aggies lead grows to 7, 30-23. Pressure applied again by Texas A&M. Pulakidis over the timeline to Simmons. Casey Simmons feeds it to Townsend on a bounce. Handoff to Pulakidis. Pulakidis, baseline, fade away from 12, no good. Rebound, tipped out of bounds, and it'll belong to Texas A&M. Simmons the last to touch it for Yale. So the Aggies will inbound with Anderson Garcia. Texas A&M has not hit a field goal in almost 4 minutes, yet their lead is 7. Taylor around a screen from Washington, gets into the left corner, now lobs it to the rim, and Terrell Payne skywalking for the 2-hand flush.
And that's the problem with Walker. We mentioned only a 36% shooter, but he's so quick turning the corner and getting into the paint. When he collapses that defense, he can throw lobs, he can throw drop-off passes. You got to keep him in front of you on the perimeter.
Yale trying to bring it across the timeline. Phelps reaching in for a steal is called for his first foul. Pulakidis will inbound for Yale. 9-point game, and the Bulldogs need some points in a hurry. Townsend working against Payne, turns the corner on Payne, floats it over the big man's outstretched arm, and he gets it to drop over the front of the iron. 32-25, Aggies by 7.
Townsend doesn't look overly athletic, but surprising. Very good footwork, good touch around the rim.
Taylor working it up against Simmons. Taylor, a little crossover, getting to the baseline, ball taken away. A turnover, and it's Braithwaite who comes up with it. Braithwaite will bring it up the floor on because of the foul trouble with Mbang. Braithwaite going to work, trying to turn the corner against Washington. Swings it around to the right side, and Simmons, 13 to shoot, 3.5 to play in this opening half. Pulakidis, he'll put it on the deck with 10 to shoot. Trying to drive, nothing there. Can't cross over, can't shake Washington. Steps in, Washington fouls him on the arm on a 10-foot jumper. And Washington picks up his fourth team foul on the Aggies at a timeout on the floor. 32-25, Texas A&M over Yale by 7. John Poulikitis will shoot some free throws when we return. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know what I love about spring? It's a season of change, and that means it's time for a closet refresh. Enter Kohl's. With the extra 15% off they have going on, I saved on the latest styles for my entire family, like a cute dress for myself, linen shorts for my husband, and spring jackets for my kids. Just add sunshine and we're set. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 15% offer ends March 23rd. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Hi, everybody. Christopher Russo, Mad Dog Sports Radio, live all day during the NCAA tournament. That's until 2 a.m. Eastern. React to all the action at 888 Mad Dog 6 on Channel 82.
It's time for the Kohl's fact of the game. Texas A&M did not hit the 50% mark from the field in any of its conference games shooting the basketball. They entered the NCAA tournament with 19 straight games under 50%. Right now, 56% from the floor. That's the fact of the game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohls.com. John Poulikitis heads to the free throw line for 2 after the foul before the break on Washington. Poulikitis, first free throw good. He'll get the bonus. And Yale hanging around, 6-point game.
Yeah, and it's always hard putting a finger on a team that struggles offensively and what in this game is going differently. I think the biggest thing is the points off the turnovers, because those typically are easy looks. They're usually, points in transition, 3-on-2 break. Poulikitis knocks down the second free throw. But more than that, it's shot making. Guys are simply making shots that they didn't typically make. And again, a good sign for Buzz Williams.
5-point game, 32-27. A&M in the front court, going to work with Garcia. Finding Taylor for 3 on the left wing. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Pharrell Payne puts it back up and in. 4 second chance points now for Texas A&M, who've gotten 17 points off their bench and 17 points from their starters tonight. Greg Wade will bring it across for Yale, down 7, 34-27. Simmons rolling over to the right-hand wing. Finds Poulikitis. Poulikitis with Phelps on his hip. He'll launch a deep contested 3. That won't go, and the rebound ripped down by Anderson Garcia, and then a foul. Garcia gets tackled by Braithwaite, and we move to the other end of the floor as the 1-and-1 will be shot for Texas A&M.
I mean, it's so hard for Yale. I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, Wade Taylor, he is not a good three-point shooter. And he just keeps putting it up. but they are in perfect position. It's almost as though Taylor sees his big man has rebounding position and is like, oh, I'm going to shoot this because if I miss, he's going to be able to get it. And more oftentimes than not, that's the case.
We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Texas A&M with a 34-27 lead, the 4 over the 13 here in Denver. This is in the South region. Garcia will go to the free throw line for Texas A&M, where he's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got 6 points. It's a front end to the 1-and-1 for Anderson Garcia. And the front end is good. He'll get the bonus. 35-27. Garcia gives Texas A&M the 8-point lead. Aggies have led by as much as 13 in this one. Yale led briefly at 5-4 early in this first half. Second free throw no good, and Townsend the rebound. Yale 10 of 22 as a team from the floor. The Aggies 15 of 27, but 7 Yale turnovers have turned into 10 Aggie points. Mbang back out on the floor with 2 fouls for Yale. Townsend on the left-hand wing around the Pulakita screen. Zips the pass over to the right wing to Mbang. Mbang driving on Taylor, floats it off the window. No. Offensive rebound, put back up and in on the right block by Celiscar. Quickly up the floor now and dribbled off the foot of Phelps. He's able to track it down in the corner right by the Yale bench. Gets rid of it to Payne. Now Garcia will reset to Taylor for the Aggies. 17 on the shot clock. 35-29. 6-point Aggie lead. Taylor crossing over. Flips it over his shoulder. Phelps toeing the line. 3 left wing. No. And then a foul underneath going against Texas A&M. There was some pushing and shoving trying to get rebounding position, and Mbang hits the deck hard, and they're going to go take a look at this to see if there is anything that would elevate to a flagrant one. Was there a hook and hold? They're going to go check this out.
Well, I love the Yale, the resistance they are showing to that physical nature that A&M brings every single night. But if you don't do that, you don't have a chance against this team. They're kind of like a bully in a play yard. At some point, you got to stand up to them, and Yale at times has done that.
Foul is under review.
They're looking at the foul. They want to see if it elevates to the level of flagrant one, or does it stay common foul?
No, that's a common foul. I mean, it was an aggressive block out. He kind of threw his hip into Mbang. The foul was down low, or maybe at shoulder height. There was no extension of the arm. I find it hard to believe that would be anything other than a common foul.
It was Solomon Washington who was whistled for the foul. It's his second personal. Our officials, Michael Reed, Chance Moore, Chuck Jones, all discussing this one. Flagrant one is a foul that's deemed excessive in nature with unnecessary contact. 2 foul shots in the ball would be Yale's if it is upgraded to a flagrant one. It's a long conversation.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
For one not being elevated. And they're not looking at the replay monitors. They're all talking amongst themselves, and I think we're about to get the word.
After review, the rebounding foul on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. Wow. Yale will get 2 shots in the ball.
See, I played in the Big East in the 90s.
That wouldn't have even been
That wouldn't have been a foul right there. Again, I think that Mbang sold it a little bit. I think it was definitely a foul. It was kind of the hip and the shoulder. There was no extension of the arm. There was no elbow thrown. There was nothing at the head. I disagree with the call, and I'm sure it's not the first time or the last.
Mbang would go to the line. 2 shots and the ball for Yale. He stands alone at the free throw line and misses the first. 71% this year for Bez Mbang. And he cannot convert on that first free throw. 1 more to go. In a 6-point Aggie lead. Second free throw, short rimmed it. Missed both free throws, and now it's Yale ball. Well, that's frustrating. James Jones with a wry smile on his face, clapping his hands as he walks back towards his bench.
Well, not much else you can do. Rare moment where the Aggies were offering 2 free points to Yale with no time coming off of the clock.
And the Ivy League Player of the Year could not convert on either of the free throws. Mbang middle of the floor now with 90 seconds until halftime. Here's Celiscar, top of the key. 1 step to his left, hands off to Mbang. Mbang, a little jab step, feeds it into the corner to Townsend. Townsend trying to work against Payne. Spins the pass across court to Mbang with 5 to shoot. Backs up on the right wing against Garcia. Mbang on the drive. Gets past Garcia. Gets to the rim. Layup won't go, and Garcia the rebound. So they come up empty after the flagrant one. Taylor on the other end trying the lob to Payne, but a foul is called.
I mean, it's so hard to guard Taylor when he has a full head of steam. He is one of the smaller guards. He's a big body. It just gets you on your heel, creates a little bit of contact. He's trying to draw the double team more than anything. But so many times here he's been able to draw a foul and get to the line.
Simmons with his first. It's on the floor, so it's a 1-and-1 for Wade Taylor, the fourth, but he's fourth best in the SEC at the line, 88%. And as I say that, he misses the first one. Because, of course, Mbang will bring it up the floor for Yale. Still a 35-29 lead for the Aggies. Mbang working against Hayden Hefner, drives into the paint, puts on the brakes, hands it to Simmons. He'll back it out to Koulikides, 3 on the left wing. Won't go. Seliskar with the offensive rebound and a foul on Taylor. Wade Taylor was down at about the waist of Seliskar. Looked like he was trying to drive him out of bounds, crawling across the floor, and Taylor picks up his second personal foul.
Yeah, I mean, we are really seeing Yale stand toe-to-toe with the Aggies. There were moments early on where you thought maybe, hey, this team isn't good enough to compete with an SEC team, but they are not backing down.
Inbound, though, turned over. As you say that, Hefner comes away with it, loping to the other end for the two-hand flush. The turnovers have absolutely destroyed Yale's chances in this first half.
And that was on an out-of-bounds play. That was just a bad pass. There was nothing forced there. And 2 points the other way.
Mbang will walk it up. Now 12 to 2 points off turnovers in favor of the Aggies. Townsend on the right side, spinning against Obaseki. Gets all the way down low. The hook shot bounces off the rim twice and into the hands of Garcia. No good. Aggies can hold for the final shot and take a 10-point or more lead into the locker room. But first, Texas A&M will use it or lose it. Timeout. 37-29. 11.9 seconds to play first half. Aggies by 8. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Something amazing is happening here. Teams are using AI to improve performance. That's because CDW data engineers are unlocking the next era of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. With the power to run workloads faster, your business has a better shot at success. Intel and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel Client.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with the NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. To be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio, visit ncaa.com/VIPs. With Austin Crozier and our entire Westwood One Sports crew, I'm Kevin Kugler, courtside In Denver, a 37-29 lead for Texas A&M with 11.9 seconds to play in the first half, and the Aggies with a chance to take the last shot, maybe take a double-digit lead into the locker room.
I'd be surprised if the ball doesn't start in the hands of Wade Taylor. Yale has had so many problems keeping him in front of them. In any sort of a high pick and roll, I would look to go under that screen so he can't turn the corner. He continues to struggle from the three-point line. In that high pick and roll, we've seen them successful a couple of times with the lob right at the rim.
It'll be Phelps who will inbound. He'll go into the backcourt to Taylor. Taylor across the timeline with 8 seconds and counting to play in this first half. Taylor sizing up Braithwaite. Contested long. The three is good. Taylor with a three and a flex as halftime arrives in Denver. And the Aggies with a 40-29 lead at the break.
Well, you got to love Wade Taylor. I think it was a great call by James Jones of Yale to come out with a zone out of the timeout. The Aggies clearly had drawn up a play for a man-to-man. Taylor's like, well, if everyone's sitting back in the zone, I'm just going to shoot this three from 4 feet behind the line, and that's what you get with a veteran playmaker hitting a big shot in that moment, and that's created the 11-point lead. But I still am saying, if I'm Yale, I'm not panicking. You've got 8 turnovers for 12 points, and you're playing an A&M team that is shooting 59% from the field. That number is going to come down. Most of those turnovers are self-inflicted. Take care of the ball. Let the Aggies' field goal percentage come down to a normal range in this second half, and they're right back in it.
Our halftime score, Texas A&M 40, Yale 29. When we return, we'll head back to our Straight Talk Wireless studios for the halftime report. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
I used to lack confidence until I shopped for a used car with Carfax. With Carfax, I was able to...
Pause for the facts.
I saw all the facts, like millions of cars, reported vehicle histories, and found the best values. Thanks to Carfax, I had the confidence to shop like a pro.
Facts.
A pro car shopper who feels like a winning ping pong champion.
Facts.
A ping pong champ whose legendary story is now a blockbuster movie.
Facts.
Starring me, Little Miss Confident. Yeah!
Facts.
Sorry, you get it. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
Texas A&M shooting 59% in the first half. The Aggies lead Yale 40-29, the 4 over the 13 in the South region in Denver. Brad Heller with you in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. Let's check the tournament scoreboard, sponsored by Maintain X. Maintain X is the asset and maintenance app that brings your unplanned downtime to zero. Try for free. MaintainX.com/MVP. That's maintain and the letter X.com/MVP. What a game so far. John Calipari in Arkansas, Bill Self in Kansas. This one back and forth in the first half.
Davis now. Back it up top. Wagner cuts right. Jump stop. 15-footer. It's going for DJ Wagner. He's got 12. Wagner getting in with some probing dribbles, getting a defender on his hip, has been elite at scoring in the paint this first half.
Chris Carino, Jordan Cornette on the call. 8 lead changes. Arkansas up 3 at the break on Kansas, 47-44. Meanwhile, Tennessee has led the entire way against Wofford. The Volunteers are up 55-43. 12 minutes to go. Chaz Lanier has 22 points. Missouri and Drake locked in a good one so far. 18-16. Bulldogs up on the Tigers. Under 7 to go in the first half. You can hear any game on our new Westwood One Sports app, also on all Alexa-enabled devices. 12-seed McNeese. Head coach Will Wade's not going to NC State yet. The Cowboys pull off the upset over Clemson 69-67. First tournament win ever. Cowboys will face Purdue on Saturday. The Boilermakers beat High Point 75-63. BYU's first tournament win in 13 years. The Cougars, the 6th seed, moving on in the East over VCU 80-71. Next up, Wisconsin. The Badgers, the 3 seed over Montana 85-66. They had 5 in double figures. Gonzaga, 16 consecutive wins in the round of 64. They were up huge early on Georgia, won by 21. They'll face Houston. What a game that'll be on Saturday as Houston beat SIU Edwardsville convincingly. Top seed Auburn. Tough first half, but the Tigers pulled away late before halftime, beat Alabama State by 20. They'll take on Creighton on Saturday. The Blue Jays were up 20 in the first half and held off Louisville 89-75. Halftime score, Texas A&M 40, Yale 29. Coming up, Michigan head coach Dusty May, an interview with him before his Wolverines face UC San Diego. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business?
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Without maintenance teams behind the scenes, everything stops. Even the game. Lights, broadcast equipment, cooling. You ensure the assets that matter most work. MaintainX was built for professionals like you. A modern maintenance app that helps manage work orders, schedule maintenance, and track inventory. So keep the madness on the court, not in your operations. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com/MVP. That's maintain in the letter X.com/MVP.
And that is why many of the greatest feats of fandom require you to be on your feet. Any questions?
Professor, NCAA men's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to show up, show out, give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Welcome back to the Straight Talk Wireless Studios here in Los Angeles. I'm Brad Heller. Need more data so you can stream your jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Texas A&M up 11 at the half on Yale, 40-29 in Denver. The final game of the night at Ball Arena, that's going to be the 5-12 matchup in the South. Michigan and Big West champion UC San Diego. Not only are the Tritons dancing for the very first time, they're also the hottest team in the country. 15 straight wins, 30-4 overall. They're going to take on a Michigan team that ended the regular season on a 3-game losing streak, only to win 3 games in 3 days at the Big Ten tournament. Here's Wolverines head coach Dusty May with our Austin Crozier.
Coach, your first year at Michigan, you come in second place in the regular season. You win the Big Ten tournament. What does this mean to you and to your program?
Well, it shows that for us to recruit at the level we need to and continue to build, that we had to show something, that we could compete at this level and whatnot. And so we laid a foundation. We felt like we needed to be good in year one so we'd have something to sell. And so this has been a great foundation going forward. We're probably a little bit ahead of schedule from what we anticipated, but that's a testament to the players and how they bought into each other.
Vlad Golden, a guy that you had at FAU, huge part of your Final Four team. When you recruited him and brought him in, and now he's a first-team All-Big Ten player, MVP of the tournament, did you think that he had this type of a ceiling and could get to this level?
When you look at the games we played against Power 5 schools the last couple of years, Vlad usually outperformed those teams and those guys. So we were confident. The interesting part is there really was no recruitment process with Vlad. It was basically, if I'm not in the NBA, I'm going where you are. So that's a nice starting point. And even in the recruiting process of trying to go get other guys, when you let them know that you have about a 99% chance of Vlad Golden joining you, and when you research Vlad, the first thing that comes up is how unselfish and how great of a teammate he is. So that was a really nice starting point for us to build the class around.
Coach, shifting gears, looking to the game tonight, UCSD, you've had the opportunity to look at them on film. What are things about their team that intrigue you, and what do you need to do to get the win?
I couldn't be more impressed with their activity on the basketball. They challenge and contest every single pass, every dribble. If you turn your head, their instincts are great going for the ball. And so for whatever they're on defense, 20 minutes of the game, they're playing aggressive defense against the ball. And when you're bigger and you're not quite as fast as teams you've had in the past, you have to find different ways to play over the top. So we're going to have to be sure with the basketball, and then offensively, their spacing, their pace. They look like a bunch of 32-year-old former high-level players playing at the Y. They know how to hoop. They know how to play off of each other. And it's been fun to watch them because of they're easy to watch because of the way they play the game.
That is Michigan head coach Dusty May with our Austin Crozier. His Wolverines will face UC San Diego, 5-12 matchup in the South, the final game of the night in Denver. Quick score update, Arkansas, 7-0 run to start the second half. The Razorbacks up 10 on Kansas, 54-44. You can hear that one on the brand new Westwood One Sports app. Halftime at Ball Arena, Texas A&M leads Yale 40-29. We'll take a break. We will rejoin Austin and Kevin Kugler after this. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered a super fast connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speeds vary. Not guaranteed.
Mom, I need to lay low for a few days.
Lay low? What's going on?
I only paid for this Hyundai Tucson.
Christopher Allen Lynch.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. Get the car or SUV you want at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Right now, get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The beauty of a tournament cheat sheet is that someone else spent thousands of hours watching film and analyzing stats, so you didn't have to. When it comes to hiring for your small business, LinkedIn does the same thing with candidates. LinkedIn delivers the strongest hiring data and insights to help you identify the right candidates to make the best hiring decisions. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/SXM. That's linkedin.com/SXM. Terms and conditions apply.
Traveling in basketball? Bad move. Traveling the world? Great move. Wherever the road takes you, Best Western is your place to take a time out and catch your breath. Because every team needs a place to regroup. Life's a trip, Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
Halftime in Denver with Texas A&M leading Yale 40-29. Alongside Austin Crozier, I'm Kevin Kugler. Let's check the halftime stats sponsored by Barbasol. Barbasol shaving cream delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. A&M had a 13-2 run to take a 17-7 lead. Yale in the first half went 2 for 8, then 6 for 7. They ended 3 for 12, shooting 41% from the floor and 3 of 9 from 3. Texas A&M a robust 59% from the floor, 4 of 11 from three-point land. In the last game against Texas, A&M had just 20 points in the paint out of their 89 points scored. Today already 24 points in the paint as they've taken advantage of a size difference and a physicality difference to this point with the Yale Bulldogs. Time now for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. All right, Austin, what do you see in this one? Let's start with Yale trying to come back down 11.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Yale, the obvious sign is the turnovers, right? I mean, you've got 9 turnovers in the game for 12 points, and that's really been the storyline. There's a 10-point difference there. You're down 11. Everything else has been decent. You know, the rebounding that we thought would be a huge factor at the beginning of the game, second chance points, 4-4. I think that it's been a little bit of a surprise the way that A&M has shot the ball from the field. I think a large part of that is that it has been easy looks in transition.
All right, when you look at Texas A&M, 59% shooting in the first half. Will it sustain?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of keep good going, right? I mean, I can't imagine that it will. If Yale takes care of the basketball, they're not going to get those same easy looks, and it's hard to consider a team that shoots just 31% from the three-point line is going to continue to shoot it at the level that they are. 59% is one of their best halves offensively over the last couple of years when you follow this team closely. So continue with the game plan. You've done an excellent job rebounding the basketball. If you are Yale, limit the turnovers. And if Texas A&M continues to shoot 60%, there's not a whole lot you can be able to do about it.
A&M outscoring Yale 17-6 off the bench, 24-16 in the paint, and 12-2 off turnovers. Our halftime score, Texas A&M 40, Yale 29. When we return, we'll have the start of the second half. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
I've got to say, I don't think anybody can dethrone Quest Nutrition. They've got nutrition on point with indulgent bars in every flavor you can imagine. On the wings, you've got flavors like nacho cheese protein chips and spicy cheddar crackers. Talk about a 1-2 punch of protein. Have I mentioned the rich, creamy protein milkshakes they have down low? 45 grams of protein. Now that's power. Quest Nutrition. Big on protein, low on sugar, huge on flavor. It's basically cheating.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
April 4th, 2016. North Carolina and Villanova were locked in a duel for the national championship in Houston. After the Tar Heels' Marcus Page hit a double clutch three-pointer to tie the game with 4 seconds to play, Wildcats coach Jay Wright called timeout and instructed his team to run a play they had practiced every day since the beginning of the season. A play appropriately named Nova.
Jenkins will trigger. 4.7 seconds to go. Inbound to Ryan Arcidiacono at half court with 3 seconds. Ryan Arcidiacono flips to Jenkins. 3 for the win. It's good! Jenkins hits the 3 to win the national championship. 77-74. Villanova wins it. For the first time in 31 years, you can call the Cats champions on the Jenkins 3 at the buzzer.
With another great moment in tournament history, I'm Ryan Radke.
Time now for the start of the second half, sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit. 40-29, Texas A&M by 11. And Austin Crozier, the first 4 minutes of this second half feel like a really big span for the Yale Bulldogs.
They do. I think that
we don't see it that often.
That's very interesting. And
I don't know why that is. But
Buzz Williams got the three-piece. He's got the vest going on.
Buzz is always a sharp-dressed man. Big ZZ Top guy, Buzz Williams. Manny Obaseki will bring it across the timeline, off the inbound, drives all the way to the rim, misses the jumper from point-blank range, and a rebound underneath for Alaton, and then a foul. That'll go on Hefner trying to take it away from Alaton, his first, and Yale gets the stop off the inbound. Now they go to work offensively.
Alaton at 6'10", big, wide body. He's the one guy that can match up against this SEC size. Had the 2 fouls in the first half. He has to play smart, but find a way to make his presence known down low.
As Mbang around the Alaton screen, trying to find room on the right side, has to back it out to Poulikitis. Poulikitis around the screen from Townsend. Contested 3, won't go. We've got a whistle and a foul underneath, battling for the rebound. This will go against Coleman of Texas A&M, and it's going to stay on this end of the floor for Yale. Get good at money so you can be a little bad. Invest well at Empower.com. First foul on Coleman, second on the Aggies in the second half. And a second chance for Yale. Inbound comes up top near the half-court line to Alaton. Alaton will feed it to Simmons. Simmons on the drive, gets down to the right block, dumps it into the paint. Townsend with a quick shot in the middle of the paint to bring Yale within 9.
It's the third time that Townsend has just made himself available on the weak side, ducking in right in front of the defender for an easy pass and finish.
Garcia on the drive, dumps it to Obaseki. Shot fake, and he'll drive in. The shot short, but a foul underneath on Alaton. That is number 4 on the Yale big man, and it comes just 51 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, and it's just, sometimes you just have to fight your instincts a little bit. I think when you're playing a little bit passive, you're late to get there, and then you reach with your hand. And his third and fourth fouls have been that.
Obaseki to the line for 2, and the first one is good. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Gain a winning edge for your business with Grainger. Get fast delivery of industrial-grade supplies to help keep your operations going when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or click Grainger.com. 41-31, Texas A&M. Obaseki's second free throw is good. And back to the 11-point lead. Just a minute gone by here in the second half. As Mbang across the half-court line to Townsend. He'll flip it back to Mbang. Mbang drops it down low. Left to right goes Seliscar, and he lays it in on the right side. Yale back to a 42-33 game. Obaseki will work it out to Hefner. 9-point advantage for Texas A&M. Taylor flips it back behind him to Garcia. The handoff underhand to Hefner on the right wing. Skip pass wing to the left side and Taylor. Taylor tried to penetrate, blocked off, goes up top. Hefner 3, top of the key, dives on the back iron, and a rebound foul against Coleman, who got a piece of Townsend and knocked him to the court. That'll be number 2 on Coleman, number 3 on the Aggies already in this second half. And Pharrell Payne will enter for Texas A&M.
Rare occasion where your backup, Pharrell Payne, is bigger and taller than the starter, Coleman.
Quick attack for Simmons, blocked off by a double. Townsend will feed it over to Poulikitis. Poulikitis gets baseline jumper up and down for Poulikitis. And Yale within 7, 42-35.
Poulikitis has a great pull-up game. We've seen it from the three-point line. You see it coming off the screens also.
Taylor got a screen, dumps it down to Payne, hammers it with one hand, and a foul on Poulikitis. Payne with 12 points in this ball game. He averages 9 a game, and he'll go to the line for one more.
And that's a little bit of the byproduct of Alatan being out of the game. Poulikitis a little late in helping the helper on that weak side. And if you are going to foul there, make sure as Payne can't get the ball on the rim, but really just an easy dunk without much resistance.
Payne to the line, trying to convert on this three-point play. And the free throw good. 45-35, back up to a 10-point advantage. Mbang will walk it across. Yale moving from our left to our right. Dark blue tops and bottoms, white numerals on front and back of those jerseys for Yale. Townsend at the top of the key. Working the left-hand dribble. Post entry, left side extended at Celiscar. Tried to feed it cross-court to Simmons. The ball knocked away and another Yale turnover.
And really just a bad pass. I mean, it's not a whole lot there that the Aggies forced.
Taylor will try a deep three. That one way off the mark. Simmons diving for it, rolls it into play before he hits the baseline. Yale will bring it up the floor. Mbang on the attack all the way to the rim. Finger roll won't go. Rebound Garcia for Texas A&M, and then Taylor fouled by Mbang coming up the floor, and that's number 3 on Yale's Ivy League Player of the Year, Bez Mbang.
Well, you mentioned the first 5 minutes and how important they would be in this game. The lead has actually shrunk from 11 to 10, but you just get the sense that the Aggies are in control.
The inbound comes to Manny Obaseki. Back it goes to Taylor, and Taylor will walk it up. Payne hands off to Obaseki. Now Taylor, middle of the floor. 18 on the shot clock. Spins the pass low to Pharrell Payne. Payne trying to put it on the deck. Dribble and a foul called. Boy, it looked like Celiscar was about to knock it free, but he picks up his first personal, the 4th team foul on Yale. 45-35, Texas A&M by 10 with the ball. They'll inbound left baseline. Official holding it out. Who wants it? Taylor will inbound for the Aggies. Into the corner to Hefner. He'll launch a three, left corner. No good. Rebound Simmons for Yale. 1 for 5 of the Aggies from the floor to start this second half, but Yale hasn't been able to take advantage. Still down 10. Townsend, top of the key. Looking inside. Wants to get it to Mbang. He does. Touch pass right corner. Poulikitis three. Got it! A little ball movement, the touch pass, and it's a 7-point game, 45-38.
We've said it so many times that the uncharacteristic shooting from the Aggies in that first half, just a matter of time before they cooled off, and it's allowed Yale to get back in.
And Taylor on the drive for 2 as we welcome those of you just joining us across our network. The Aggies with a 47-38 lead over Yale, 16 and a half to play in this second half. Bez Mbang at the top of the key to Townsend. Townsend will weave it back to Poulikitis. Poulikitis picked up by Payne on the switch. He'll go by the big man, and he's fouled on the baseline. It'll be the first on Payne, the 4th team foul on Texas A&M in this second half.
When Wade Taylor has the ball kind of in that semi-break, you've got to load to him and not allow him to get to the rim. You know, we've mentioned the struggles that he has with the jump shot on the perimeter, and if that's the case, space him, get in front of him, run him off of that drive. Make him a shooter.
Mbang will inbound to Townsend. Townsend trying to spin right baseline. Backing down Hefner. Skips it across. Poulikitis, 3 left wing. Off the right side of the iron. No good. Payne with the rebound. Able to keep his footing. Gets it ahead to Obaseki. Obaseki on the run. To the rim. Banks it off the window and home. And Texas A&M with a 49-38 lead again. Matching their largest lead at the half. It was 40-29. Now an 11-point lead here in the second. Townsend working against Hefner. Spins it over to Mbang. 3 right corner. Way off. No good. Mbang a 37% shooter from 3. But 0 for 1 tonight.
4 of 13 from the field. Poulikitis.
And Mbang 0 for 5 from the floor. Hefner 3 right wing for the Aggies. Barely draws iron. It'll go out of bounds. It'll belong to Yale. 15:33 to play in this one. And a timeout on the floor. It was 11 at the half. It's 11, 4.5 minutes in. to the second half, and a timeout on the court sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the men's basketball tournament.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for the stay.
People always ask me, Guy, why are you so confident? And I tell them because I shop for a used car with Carfax. Why Carfax? Because I was able to pause for the facts. What kind of facts? Used car facts. Facts. Like which car has been in a reported accident, which ride has the best value, facts. Which car will have me feeling so confident that I'll just turn up the radio facts. And roll down the windows facts. And belt out show tunes, knowing full well that I cannot sing. Facts. Carfax is the answer. Shop the all-new Carfax.com.
You can just move through life, or you can find the things that move you. It's your choice. You can choose to get out there. Choose your people. You could choose to go for it. No, like really go for it.
Fourth down, 28-yard line.
Just choose to do something that moves you. Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. Mazda. Move and be moved.
Let's check the attendance sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats is delivering game day deals from hundreds of your local favorites all week. Order now on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details. There are 19,311 in attendance here in Denver, and they're watching Texas A&M lead at 49-38. Michigan, UC San Diego to follow in the nightcap here in the Mile High City. But Austin Crozier, 5 minutes or 4.5 for those who are sticklers for detail, 4:27 for those who are real sticklers off the clock. And a 49-38 lead, same 11-point lead the Aggies had at halftime.
Yeah, and, you get the sense from our first game, when it was Wisconsin and Montana, how could Montana stick in throughout 40 minutes? And you're asking that same question of a Yale team that's just not that deep. They don't have that much size. They have fought in so many ways, but can they find a way to get back into the game?
Townsend will start things up top of the key. Right-hand offensive zone for Yale. The handoff to Poulikitis. Poulikitis swooping the ball around with 2 hands. Now brings it over to the right elbow. 1 step beyond the free throw line. Backs up behind the line. Now gives it off to Simmons, who drives baseline from left to right. Goes up the right side and lays it in. His first point since early in this ball game. He's got 9. The lead for the Aggies is 9.
Great vision by Poulikitis. He really had nothing going on the spin move. Found the cutting Simmons and a tough finish using the rim for protection.
Obaseki around the screen from Payne with 15 to shoot, working against Simmons at the top of the key. Sends it over to Phelps from the left-hand wing. Entry to Payne. Payne working against Townsend, left block. Double team shows. The kick out to Obaseki. A little juggle at the top of the key. He spins into the paint with it and fades away for a tough 2.
That really was tough shot. The fadeaway off of the spin move.
51-40, Mbang will zip it into the corner. Left side, Poulikitis steps in for a deep 2 in the left corner, and that's good. 51-42, Yale down 9.
There's something about the lefty jump shot.
Oh, I know,
There's just something really pretty about Poulikitis. I mean, that's as pretty of his jump shot as I think we've seen all year.
And a steal. Townsend takes it away from Payne. Townsend running to the other end. His shot blocked by Obaseki and thrown by Washington off the hip of Mbang and out of bounds. We thought Washington was going to crash into our table. He comes flying over, flips it behind him. It caroms off Mbang's hip, and it'll belong to Texas A&M.
Well, James Jones thinks that it's goaltending. I think he might have a case. It looked like the ball was almost dropped in the basket. We'll have a chance at a replay. No, that was on the way up. really well-timed block shot. But more than that, it was the hustle going the other way, the awareness of Washington to keep the ball in bounds. It bounces off of Mbang. And what a missed opportunity. It looked like it was going to be an easy two for Yale, which they have had very few in this half.
Derek Phelps now will start it up on the right-hand side, and Townsend gets in front of the pass again with a steal, but they're going to call Townsend with the foul. He was in front of Pharrell Payne, and instead they call Townsend for the foul, and that gets James Jones even hotter on the Yale sideline.
And he does not show a ton of emotion most of the time, and you are right. And I don't see what Townsend did. It looked exactly the same as the previous possession in which he got the steal.
Inbound to Payne, 51-42 Texas A&M. Payne, baseline spin, off the window and in.
How about Payne? He is having a game.
15 for Payne tonight. The lead is back to 11, 53-42. Just a constant stiff arm from the Aggies, holding Yale at bay. Pulikitis, the three won't go. Payne, the rebound. And Texas A&M now on the run. Phelps on the attack, going end-to-end, gets in the air, jumps the pass out to Obaseki. He'll back it up. Garcia begging for the basketball at half court. And Obaseki says, why don't you go over there and set a screen? Obaseki directing traffic. Shot clock down to 10. Washington coming out to his right. Obaseki will drive, bumped by Mbang. 6 to shoot, 5 to shoot. Crossover, Obaseki, Euro step, throws into the corner. 3 by Phelps on air ball. Good defense by Yale, and a shot clock violation for Texas A&M.
That was tough for Phelps. He had to go down to his shoestrings to catch that ball.
How about this? Samson Alaton back into the game with 13:02 to go, and Alaton out there with 4 fouls.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you're going to say. You know, you're down 9. I suppose you can wait a little bit longer, but then you run the risk of him getting a little bit stiff. Alaton just has not really had a chance. Only 11 minutes in the game.
Mbang against pressure, feeds it across to Pulikitis. Over to the left side, it's Mbang. Mbang has it poked out of his hands, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Solomon Washington to Texas A&M. Mbang will stand on the sideline. James Jones talking with one of our officials. I would guess he's still talking about those plays of a couple of plays ago.
Very possible.
Mbang will inbound, bouncing up to Alaton. Alaton against Payne. Needs help, gets it to Pulikitis. 12 to shoot, Pulikitis with Garcia on his hip, tries to cross him over, gets past him. Pulikitis dribbling in traffic, picks it up, fades away, shot no good. Rebound Payne. Up ahead, it's Washington, he'll bring it up the floor. Feeding it to Phelps, and Phelps will slam on the brakes across the half-court line. Aggies by 11, a stalemate here in this second half so far. Phelps takes it to the left-hand wing. Wiltshire now back off the bench. He fakes the three. Bullet pass inside Payne. He's hammered. On the way up, is it Fox or is it Alaton? Who commits the foul? Big call here, and it is Fox. Riley Fox happily will take that foul, his second, instead of the fifth on Alaton.
And Buzz Williams coming across saying that they got the foul wrong, that it should have been on Alaton. Watching the replay, it was almost simultaneous. I mean, Alaton absolutely fouled him, but I think the officials got the call right.
So Payne will go to the line for 2 shots. Earl Payne's first is no good. You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament for free on the Varsity Network app. Listen to every game live or on demand. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA Championships. Payne's second good, 1 for 2. Pharrell Payne with 16. The Minnesota transfer is having a big night. And that continues how he finished strong. 12.5 points per game over the last 5 in the regular season. Mbang backs it out on the left wing. Coming up on 12 to play. Seliskar with Yale down 12. Pulikitis working against Garcia on the right wing. Penetrates, brings it back out to Alaton. 7 to shoot. Here's Mbang popping out on the right wing against Wiltshire. Goes past Wiltshire, kicks it into the left corner. Riley Fox for 3, got it. Riley Fox, a 41% shooter from 3, and he hits his first shot of the night. 54-45, A&M by 9.
And you're just sitting here watching the game, and it feels like A&M is dominating, but it's only a 9-point game. There are 3 possessions, and a Yale team that still has not really found their groove offensively and continues to struggle with some of the mistakes.
Phelps stands top of the key with 10 to shoot, working against Seliskar. Phelps trying to cross him over, can't shake him. Phelps, deep 2, top of the key, dives, back iron, rebound, Alaton, ball poked free, loose on the floor and a foul. Now that one looks like it's going to go against Texas A&M, and it does. It's on Pharrell Payne. That is his second. And a timeout on the floor. 11-11 remaining in this one. And a 54-45 lead for Texas A&M. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better are member-only doorbuster deals. Right now, rewards members can save $40 on an Allen & Roth Chesler Gold faucet. Was $99, now $59. Plus, save $110 on a Cobalt 40-volt battery trimmer and blower combo kit. Was $279, now $169. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/24 while supplies last. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Ball above all. Am I right, y'all? Any questions?
Professor, NCAA Division I women's basketball is back. Are we ready?
You prepared to get loud? Rep your squad? Get your players hyped up to go all the way to the ship? Oh, you're ready. March Madness. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/WBB tickets.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
This is Mike Tirico. Join us for exclusive coverage of the Masters this April on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
If you can't catch our tournament broadcasts on radio, you can also listen online at WestwoodOneSports.com and NCAA.com. On any Alexa-enabled device, simply ask to open Westwood One Sports or listen on the go via the Varsity Network app, the NCAA March Madness app, or the brand new and easy-to-use Westwood One Sports app. 54-45, Texas A&M, 11-11 to play in this second half. Coleman back out there on the floor for the Aggies. Jack Malloy, the 6'7 senior, out there for the first time tonight for Yale.
Yeah, I think you got to pick and choose your moments with Alatan. Try and keep him out on the floor as long as you can.
Fox harassed and the ball batted out of bounds by Taylor. Oh, it's last touched by Fox, and it'll belong to Texas A&M. Another turnover off the timeout.
Yeah, James Jones beside himself, and I think the ball was tipped by behind. Yeah, that looked like Wade Taylor. Is that the 10th turnover?
It is. Turnover number 10. They're showing it on the big screen in the arena, and James Jones is pointing up to it, yelling, but you can't review it. We're not under 2 minutes. Inbound Wilcher, 3 for the Aggies. Rims out, no good, and the rebound by Mbang. Bounce up ahead to Pulikitis. Pulikitis will feed it back to Mbang. Mbang on the drive. Dishes to Fox. Left corner 3, short. Rebound scooped up by Washington of Texas A&M. So now Taylor will walk this one up. Aggies haven't hit a field goal in over 3 minutes, but they still lead 54-45. Taylor Trying to penetrate, dishes it out to Coleman. Now Wilcher, 3 on the right wing. That won't go. Washington, offensive rebound and put back on the right block. Texas A&M by 11.
As the Aggies' field goal percentage has gone down here in the second half, the offensive rebound opportunities have increased, and you're seeing the Aggies really do what they have done all year now here over the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Townsend over the right-hand side, trying to find room to penetrate on the baseline. He slithers his way between 2 to the rim, lays it in, and draws the foul. Townsend's crafty as he gets to that rim, and a foul called on Solomon Washington. That'll be his third.
I mean, Yale's doing a really good job of keeping this game right around 10 points, not allowing A&M to extend it, but at a certain point, you know, you got to finish defensive stops with possessions. You can't turn the basketball over, or you're just going to continue with this lead of roughly 10 points.
Townsend misses the free throw. It stays 56-47, Texas A&M. Taylor walking it up as we slide under 10 minutes to play in this one. Taylor on the drive, all the way to the rim, goes right down the right side of the lane and lays it in.
Garcia might have illegally screened Townsend there on the weak side. Either way, way too easy.
There's Fox, 3 right corner, got it. Good find from Mbang, skipped it from left to right, and in the corner, Fox hits his second 3 of the night, 58-50 Aggies. Taylor will walk it up again. Texas A&M content to take a little bit of a slower pace right now. Taylor stacked behind Coleman at the top of the key, and Taylor barreling into Mbang, and Mbang called for the block. That's his 4th. So 4 on Mbang, 4 on Alaton, and now the 7th team foul means 1 and 1 for Texas A&M.
And that was the second foul that was called with Mbang trying to get position. While earlier in the game I said I didn't think that it was a foul, it was kind of a play on. Mbang there was late. And sometimes you got to just recognize that you can't get there, let the guy go. That 4th foul is crushing both he and Alaton. It's hard to imagine Yale winning this game with one or both of those guys on the sideline. And now you're in a position where of weakness where Taylor's probably going to go at you every single time he gets it.
Taylor to the line for the front end of the 1-and-1. Free throw no good, hard off the heel, and Taylor has missed both free throw attempts tonight. 4th in the SEC at the line. Mbang on a bounce. Malloy's shot blocked. Oh, Jace Carter out of nowhere just spiked it like a volleyball. 58-50. Aggies will walk it up.
Second time Yale has been dunked at the rim on a dunk attempt.
Here's Taylor, right wing. Mbang on him, trying to clear him. A rip down the baseline. Taylor has to throw it back around. Left side, Phelps, open 3. An air ball caught by Mbang. Mbang looking to push it up the floor for Yale. Down by 8. Mbang still scoreless in this game. 0 for 5 from the floor. He averages 13 points per game. The Ivy League Player of the Year. Malloy dribbles to the left wing, up top to Townsend. 13 to shoot. Townsend handling the basketball, just flips it in the air. Sloppy. Mbang gets it back to Townsend. Townsend baseline, turnaround, hook shot good. And Yale within 6, 58-52. And the Bulldogs very much alive in Denver.
So the Aggies have hit that stretch that we knew was possible. They go on these long stretches where points are hard to come by. And now Yale, who has hung around all game, their fans finally have a chance to get loud, down only 6.
And I'm looking in the stands. I see a lot of Michigan fans turning into Yale fans as well. Timeout on the court with the score, Texas A&M 58, Yale 52. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce! Spruce! Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible result in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, you want to buy a house. You could go online, do your research, find the dream listing, go see it, and get catfished. Back to the drawing board. More scheduling, more viewings, more this doesn't even look like the photos. You could finally find one that does match the photos. Then comes the offer. Stress rash? Yep, make that 3. And here's the paperwork. Yep, never-ending paperwork. It's a lot. But you don't have to do it alone. Because there's an agent who's a realtor here to guide and help protect you as you find the home that's right for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
It's time for basketball, and right now, Uber Eats has deals on Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Later on, we'll select the play of the day, sponsored by Old Spice. Stinking places beyond your pits? Old Spice has you covered with total body deodorant. 24/7 freshness from pits to toes with daily use. Yale creeping back into this game. Austin Crozier, a 58-52 lead for Texas A&M. Still 8:20 to go. And this is without any contribution at all from Bez Mbang, who's 0 for 5 from the floor. He does have 8 rebounds and 8 assists. But he's had 16 straight games in double figures and only one scoreless game in his last 86 games. And despite that, they're within 6 points.
And we mentioned it with the game earlier with BYU. When BYU has a 12-point lead, it's different than A&M having a 12-point lead.
Yep.
Because of how much they struggle historically offensively, a team only shoots 40% from the field, 31% from the three-point line on the season. It was just a matter of time before they had a cold stretch. It was just a matter if Yale could keep the lead close until it happened. And now that's exactly where we are.
Here's Taylor off the inbound for the Aggies in the left-hand offensive zone. Taylor now moving over to the right-hand wing. Deep 3 for Taylor is short. Rebound loose. Townsend's got it for Yale.
It's just not a good shot from Taylor. It's not. I mean, he has had so much success on the point of attack, getting into the paint, to continue to settle for those shots. I don't get it.
Townsend trying to find room on the right side against Taylor. Bounces up top to Mbang. 11 to shoot. Mbang. Loose with the dribble, drops it to Townsend, baseline jumper, rattles off, no good. Rebound by Garcia for Texas A&M. Long outlet pass ahead to Phelps, and Zurich Phelps will slam on the brakes. Taylor 5 of 11, but 1 of 6 from 3, and he holds the basketball on his right hip, standing at half court on the March Madness logo. 15 to shoot, chest pass over to Carter, 3 on the left wing is good. Jace Carter with a 3, his first of the night, and a big bucket for the Aggies, breaking a 2-minute and 15-second scoring drought. 61-52 Texas A&M. Here's Simmons, penetrates, drives right to left. His shot blocked at the rim by Garcia. Cradled by Taylor. The Aggies give a high five. Taylor high-fiving Garcia as they walk up the floor.
We should have kept a tracker of the types of shots Yale has that would have worked against the Ivy League teams, but just don't work against the SEC.
At least 3 in my mind right now. Phelps, jab step, 3, right side, off the side iron, no good. Offensive rebound, put back up and in by Jace Carter. And just like that, the stiff arm delivered again by the Aggies. 63-52, they lead by 11. Pressure applied, they're waiting to trap the skip across to Simmons. If Yale's got an answer, they better find it. 6.5 to play in this one. Down 11 again. That's right where they were at halftime, and we got a whistle and a stoppage in play. Is there a clock issue? I think so. So we've got a timeout on the court with this issue that the officials stopped it for, and we'll take the timeout in a 63-52 advantage. 6:29 to go. A&M up 11. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Oh, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, You'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
In the face of uncertainty, some things remain steady, like the Cummins 2027 X15. Built on 25 plus years of experience and delivering up to 4% better fuel efficiency in a weight-neutral system, the X15 gives you the strength to move forward fearlessly and confidence that no matter the obstacle, you can and will rise above it. The 2027 X15, forever rising. Estimates based on preliminary testing. Individual results may vary.
Empower.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Brad Heller back in our Westwood One studios. Time now for a tournament bracket update sponsored by Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. It's bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and it works. Green Gobbler, let the gobbler get it. Set up for a great finish between Arkansas and Kansas. 10 lead changes. Razorbacks on a 7-0 run. They're up 71-67, a minute 23 to go. Hear that finish on the new Westwood One Sports app, also the NCAA March Madness app. Meanwhile, Drake on top of Missouri, 37-28 early in the second half. Let's get you back to Denver. We rejoin Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier.
That timeout was a coach's box warning. Buzz Williams out of the coach's box, and the warning called to stop play. Inbound coming for Yale, and a zip from Mbang down to Townsend on the right block. He muscles it up through traffic. The shot won't go, but a foul. What a pass by Mbang.
I don't know if that was the intentional line for that pass.
He zipped that in there, and now Townsend will go to the line for 2 free throws tonight. 0 for 1 at the line for Townsend, a normally 76% free throw shooter. First one is no good. Kevin Kugler and Austin Crozier here at our Grainger courtside seats in Denver. Stay on top of your game with Grainger. Get the industrial-grade products right when you need them to help your business move forward when you call 1-800-GRAINGER or clickgrainger.com. Townsend missed them both. 0 for 3 at the line. And another opportunity lost for Yale, down 11, 63-52. Taylor will walk this one up for Texas A&M. Taylor explodes, skips it into the left corner. Obaseki there, holds the basketball, enters it to Payne. Double team comes, shows in the left block. Back it goes to Obaseki. 10 to shoot as he dribbles middle of the floor. Obaseki with a right-hand dribble. Around the Payne screen, drives down the right side of the lane, gets into traffic. Payne grabs the loose ball, and he throws it down with one hand. He's got 18. Here's Mbang quickly up the floor for Yale. Wraparound pass, Alaton, layup, no good. Rebound Carter for Texas A&M. Another point-blank shot missed. Taylor on the drive. He's fouled on the floor before the shot. It'll be a reach-in foul against Yale before he took it to the rim to score. Seliskar checking in after the personal foul against Townsend, his third.
Should Yale go on to lose this game, there are so many things that they are going to beat themselves up over. Missed free throws, dunks that were blocked, missed layups right at the rim, turnovers, in that first half. And for it to only be a 13-point game, you factor in A&M the way that they're shooting it and how much more it could have been and the opportunities. But the time right here.
Robinhood Gold gets you a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions. The new gold standard is here. Sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Largest lead of the night for Texas A&M. Yale 6 of 14 on layups, 1 of 2 on dunks tonight. Man, that's a lot of points you've left at the rim. Both free throws are good, and now 15 points the lead for Texas A&M. Mbang on the drive. He's bumped by Carter on his way down the right side of the lane. And that'll send Mbang to the line where he'll have a chance to score his first points of the night. He's 0 for 2 at the stripe this evening.
And this second half, I think the first half was a little uncharacteristic of A&M, the way that they were really consistently good offensively. But in the second half is kind of who they are. You know, they went on a stretch where they struggled, allowed Yale back into the game. But it was a 6-point game, and all of a sudden it ballooned up to 15, and that's what they can do when they force you over, when they're getting the offensive rebounds and the putbacks, they're getting out in transition. This is a team that can score a lot of points in a short period of time.
Free throw good, stopping that 9-0 run to balloon the lead. Mbang with his first point of the night. Now he has 2. And it's 67-54. Aggies still with a comfortable 13-point lead. It'll be Garcia who stands across the timeline with the basketball. One dribble to his left, hands to Obaseki, and now back to Taylor. 5:25 to play in this one. Taylor wiping the soles of his shoes, adjusts his wristband, holds the basketball at his waist, 10 to shoot, calls out a screen for Payne. Payne sets that screen. Taylor skips it over to the right corner. Carter, open 3. That won't go. Rebound, offensive for Payne. And a new 20 seconds for the Aggies.
Crushing. You know, and they, again, number 1 team in the entire country at 16 a game.
Obaseki lost the handle on the basketball. Poulikitis comes up with it, and then a foul is going to be called on Obaseki. He reached out and chopped the ankle of Poulikitis and will march to the other end for a 1-and-1 for Poulikitis. Yale hasn't hit a field goal in the last 3:38. Just an absolutely terrible time to go ice cold. March Madness is coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. John Poulikitis toeing the free throw line with 4:58 to go and a 67-54 lead for the Aggies. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good, and Poulikitis, who's got 15, will get the bonus.
I haven't seen Yale really look to trap or speed the Aggies up. Not that the Aggies are walking it up, but you wonder at what point you do need to look to trap. You do need to look to force turnovers. Only so many possessions left with Poulikitis knocking down that shot, cutting the lead to 12.
67-56. Aggies by 11 with those 2 free throws. And then a turnover. Carter and Taylor playing 2-man game in the backcourt. Taylor moved up and Carter threw it back, and he threw it out of bounds. And an unforced error by A&M.
And, you know, you just get the sense watching this Aggies team, they don't win a lot of games by 20 points. You know, the offense and what it is. So that tells me that Yale is going to have chances down the stretch here, but the margin for error is getting much smaller and smaller.
Mbang will stand with the basketball across half court, feeds it over to Simmons. Back it comes to Mbang. 11 to shoot around the screen, zips it into the traffic, and he turns it over. Garcia with the intercept of the Mbang pass. And another Yale top-up. Taylor puts his palm down, says slow down, calm down. We're up, we're in control. Taylor will bring it over to the right side. Barking out his instructions all the way as Taylor drives past Simmons to the rim for 2.
And that's the athleticism. You know, just one-on-one, a pure isolation, and he's able to get to the rim for a layup. The weak side super late coming across, and the Aggies now showing a 2-3 zone.
Poulikitis will shoot over that side. Left corner 3 is good. And a timeout called by Yale. James Jones will use one of his 3 timeouts in a 10-point game, 69-59. Still 4:02 to go. And a timeout in Denver. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doop doop, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free.
Let's check some of the numbers. Sponsored by GoodRx. For simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, go to goodrx.com or download the free GoodRx app. Texas A&M in the second half, 11 of 25 and 1 of 12 from 3. Yet they've been able to stay within 1 point of their halftime lead of 11. Yale, 11 of 23, 4 of 9 from 3 in the second half. 13 for Townsend, 19 for Poulakidis. Payne leading A&M in scoring with 18 points tonight. Aggies lead at 69-59 with 4:02 to play in the ballgame.
I think Yale's just done enough to keep it close. They've done enough to keep the Aggies from pulling away in this game. They had that brief moment where they cut the lead down to 6, and there's 4 minutes left in this game against an Aggies team that certainly can miss 4 shots in a row. Just have to finish possessions with rebounds and make sure they take care of the ball, no turnovers.
Taylor will inbound to Obaseki. We'll give it right back to Taylor across the half-court line. Hefner started to go across the half-court line, then came back, gets it ahead to Obaseki. Obaseki tried to wrap it around to Payne, but Payne thought he was going up with the pass. Obaseki went down with the pass, and the ball went right through his legs and out of bounds.
That would be on a blooper reel. You have one guy going up and then down, the other down and then up. And that's what, two really bad turnovers over the last maybe 5 plays for A&M.
Mbang will bring it up for Yale within 10, and now we've got a whistle. And a technical foul has been assessed to Buzz Williams. I believe he was out of the coach's box again. Remember, he got the warning earlier, and now a technical has been assessed. It's a 1-shot technical foul for Poulakidis.
And I actually saw Buzz say to someone on the team, I'm sorry. My mistake. Referees are very lenient. Poulakidis knocks down the first free throw, I think, with that coach's box. But once you've been warned.
It's just a 1-shot technical foul.
I mean, you call about 500 games a year. How often do you see a coach go out of the box and it's actually called?
You don't see it hardly at all.
Hardly at all?
No. But now James Jones has to go out of the box because they're inbounding from the box. No warning issued. Poulakidis 13 this half as Mbang will dribble it over to the left wing. 9-point game. Aggies 69, Yale 60. Simmons with 8 on the shot clock gives it back to Poulakidis. He's guarded by Garcia. Poulakidis will put it on the deck. Drives through traffic. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Townsend has to launch it stripped out of his hands, and it's a shot clock violation. Pharrell Payne with outstanding late defense in that shot clock, and the turnover by Yale gives it back to the Aggies.
Yeah, and a great defense by the Aggies. I think Yale waited a little too long to initiate the offense. Really didn't have much going. Bad spacing on the play, just really a lost possession.
And you don't have time to lose possessions right now with 3:17 to play. Here's Garcia loping to the rim. Oh, he wanted to throw it down. It slipped out of his hands. They continue with the play. It works inside. Garcia finding Payne, and Payne will feather it over the left side of the rim for 2.
Well, Townsend went across to block that dunk attempt. He went down hard, which allowed the Aggies kind of a 5-on-4 play. Kind of unfortunate, but the turnover at one end, falling down defensively at the other. Lead back to 11.
Here's Mbang, curling around, stands top of the key. Feeds it to the foul line. Celestar turns and hits the jumper from there. Back to 9, 71-62. It just sort of hovered in this area for a while. Taylor will work up against pressure, splits the defenders, drives all the way to the rim, runs right into Townsend, shot no good. Payne will take it up, count the bucket, and the foul. Another offensive rebound. Payne has been a pain in the neck for Yale tonight. He's got 22 points off the A&M bench.
And you talk about guarding Wade Taylor. When he has that full head of steam, he goes hard to the rim. You get the stop, but you can't keep Payne off of the boards. What a night for him. That is 14 second chance points off of 10 offensive rebounds. And those are not terrible numbers for the game, but it just seems like they have come consistently in big moments where Yale needed to stop.
And Bez Mbang leaves, met by his head coach with a big hug, his 5th foul, and he's fouled out of this ballgame. And the senior, the Ivy League Player of the Year, will leave with just 2 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds as Payne goes to the line to try to convert on the three-point play. And the free throw is good. Bez Mbang now part of a really unique record. He's only the 2nd player since 1983-84 in the NCAA tournament to have 8 rebounds or more, 8 assists or more, and 2 or fewer points. Townsend's career won't go in. Carter the rebound. Adrian Autry of Syracuse in 1992 had a similar game with only 1 point.
That's deep into the stats right there.
No doubt. Taylor will hold it across the timeline. Aggie fans giving a standing ovation. 12-point lead. Taylor going to work with 10 to shoot. In the corner, 3, up and down for Jace Carter. Might be the cherry on top for the Aggies. 77-62. The lead is 15, their largest of the night. Simmons fades away in the lane. His 2 drops. Makes it 77-64. But now 1:42 to go and a timeout in Denver. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network. After battling through the brackets, one team gets the chance to climb the iconic Warner ladder. The final net cutting is the culmination of all the hard work and effort it took to reach this moment. And getting here puts these players and coaches in rare air. It's the same for all the trade professionals working from 20 feet to 20 stories. Every day they challenge themselves to conquer new heights. And Warner is the brand they trust to have their backs. Warner, the #1 pro ladder and official ladder of NCAA March Madness. Download the official NCAA March Madness live app, and you can listen to every Westwood One broadcast of the men's and women's basketball tournament for free. Just look for the headphones icon on any live game, and if you're in the car, it seamlessly integrates with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Get the official NCAA March Madness live app today. Minute 42 to go in this one. Aggies by 13 with the basketball. The story has been Pharrell Payne, 23 points, 9 rebounds in 24 minutes. Garcia bringing it up the floor, ball taken out of his hands, but a foul called. It'll go against Yale. May have been Nick Townsend who picked up that personal. If it is, it's his 4th. No, they give it to Seliskar. And for Seliskar, his 1st. Either way, we march to the other end for 2 free throws for Texas A&M.
And I think that's the first time we've seen Yale pick up full court.
It is.
You know, obviously you call a timeout with minute 45 left in the game. You're kind of mounting your last stand.
Free throw no good for Garcia. He'll get a 2nd.
And part of that last stand is going to be, having to speed them up, force turnovers. So I expect we'll see more of that. The problem with that is the athleticism of the guards for Texas A&M are really built to beat any sort of a press. And typically when you do beat a press, you get a good look at the other end.
Garcia ready. 2nd free throw is no good. He missed them both. Rebound scooped up by Poulakidis. Yale down 13. Poulakidis at the top of the key. Looking, contested jumper for 2, no good. Rebound Seliskar for Yale, offensive board. They'll swing it around into the corner. Trevor Mullins stumbling, gives it off to Townsend. He'll run it up and lay it in. The lead is 11, 77-66, exactly where we were at halftime in this game with A&M up 11. Solomon Washington will check in. Hayden Hefner back in for Texas A&M.
And you're probably bringing in your better ball handlers, your better free throw shooters against this trap. Full court pressure.
1:16 to go, and they lob it across court to Zurich Phelps.
I don't think Yale does that a lot.
No, I would say not. Hefner jumps it over left side to Garcia, and back out it goes to Phelps. Phelps standing at the March Madness logo on top of the A in March. Working against Mullen. One left-hand dribble, goes left side to Taylor. 9 to shoot for Taylor, under a minute to go. Taylor, top of the key. Zips a pass over to the right side. Garcia, 3 in the right corner. It's short. Rebound Mullen for Yale. Down 11. Mullen looking up the floor with 44 seconds to go. Celiscar walks into a 3, top of the key. That's off. Rebound for Pharrell Payne, and a double-double for Pharrell Payne. 23 points, 10 rebounds. What a performance in the first game of the NCAAs for Pharrell Payne. Remember, they didn't spend a lot of time in the tournament when he was playing with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. But welcome to March, Pharrell Payne. Download the brand new Westwood One Sports app and catch every minute of the men's and women's NCAA tournament anytime, anywhere. Don't be left out. Get the Westwood One Sports app today.
Well, how about the efficiency of it? 10 of 12 from the field, 23 points in only 25 minutes.
Payne ready, free throw good. Pharrell Payne has been close to perfect today. He's got 1 missed free throw. We're talking about a guy who's a 57% free throw shooter on the year. He's 10 of 12 from the floor in 25 minutes. 1 more for Payne. And what a night. Gets the second to fall. Pharrell Payne, 25 points, 10 rebounds. 79-66. A&M about ready to move on. They'll face the winner of UC San Diego and Michigan coming up. Mullen will bring it across. Townsend will flip it over to Poulikitis for 3, and he rolls home a 3. Poulikitis has been a bright spot. He's got 23 for Yale on a timeout taken by the Bulldogs as they cut it back to 10, 79-69. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
O'Reilly! If you're a do-it-yourselfer, don't miss Power Torque Tools DIY days at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, save $20 on a
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Tonight's broadcast of the 2025 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. 10-point lead for Texas A&M, 32.4 seconds to go. A ticket to the round of 32 awaits. Texas A&M looking for their first Sweet 16 since 2018. But first things first, they've got to finish off Yale tonight. Wade Taylor will inbound. Gives it to Hefner, and now Hefner will inbound back to Taylor, and Taylor is fouled by Poulikitis. So Wade Taylor, who is 2 for 4 at the line tonight, an 88% free throw shooter, marches to the other end after the second foul on Poulikitis. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, I like that play, where you have the ability to run the free throw line. You can have a player go out of bounds, receive the ball, and they can still move. Typically, you wouldn't have the free throw the person you want shooting the free throw take the ball out of bounds because likely it's going to be a foul on the catch. That was a great option to get the ball to Taylor.
And Taylor misses the free throw.
That crushes average.
Oh, he's 2 for 5 tonight. He came in at 88% on the year. 4th in the SEC. One more for Taylor, who's got 15 points. Second free throw is good. That one rolled all the way around and home. Jace Carter, who's got 10 points in just 9 minutes, back on the floor. One of 3 Aggies in double figures. Inbound comes to Mullen. And a whistle and a travel. Townsend across the timeline took an extra step. And a turnover back to Texas A&M. And the turnovers have been such a story tonight. The 13th for Yale, 16 points off those 13 turnovers tonight for Texas A&M.
And much better in the second half. 8 of the 13 coming in the first half, which was just crippling. And again, you talk about Yale looking back at this game and really kicking themselves at the opportunities that they squandered with just some of the turnovers.
Inbound, and Taylor is down. On the inbound, Wade Taylor is down on the floor in the midcourt. Boy, oh boy. Not sure what happened to Taylor.
I didn't see it at all. It was definitely not. I'm not sure if he set a screen.
Oh, he got jarred by Trevor Mullen.
But I mean, I wouldn't call that a foul on Mullen. It was just kind of two guys looking to intersect, and they ran into each other. Well, maybe it knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, I think it did. It caught him right in the chest as he came around. And Taylor is going to leave this game for C.J. Wilcher, and that'll be likely the last time we see Taylor in the final 23.3 seconds. He seems to be okay, though. Big smile on his face as he gets to the bench. Hefner will inbound for Texas A&M. Into half court, and C.J. Wilcher. Back it goes to Hefner. Hefner running it to the rim, and he lost the handle on the ball. He was going to dunk it, and instead he turns it over. Townsend to the other end, drops it off to Seliskar, and Seliskar lays it up to make it a 9-point game, 80-71. But not enough.
Not supposed to dunk it in that situation anyway.
Washington's going to walk it across. Yale is not going to foul. And A&M is A-OK. They are on their way to the round of 32 with an 80-71 win over the Yale Bulldogs. Texas A&M advances to Saturday in Denver, where they'll play UC San Diego or Michigan for a chance to go to the Sweet 16.
Well, it wasn't pretty for A&M, as it typically is not. However, they did shoot better than 50% from the field for the first time in, I believe, 19 games.
Correct.
Which they deserve a lot of credit for. The knock on them and potentially how high their ceiling is just that. Can they make enough shots when they need to? Is getting stops, is offensive rebounding enough? And if they could carry this over, I mean, it really is a game changer for them.
80-71 A&M is... Yeah. James Jones comes over to applaud the Yale fans in attendance tonight as he walks off the floor dejected. His team's season comes to an end. But what a year they had. Back-to-back NCAA tournaments for the first time in school history. They fall short this year, but Yale, the Ivy League champs, will live to play another day. Meanwhile, Texas A&M with an 80-71 win over Yale. 3 players in double figures. Payne with 25 points, 10 rebounds. Taylor, 16 points. And the man joining us courtside is the senior Jace Carter. Kevin Kugler alongside Austin Crozier. 10 points tonight for you, one of 3 Aggies in double figures. But I want to start with your team. 48 points in the paint tonight, Jace. Yale has not allowed more than 36 in any game this season. What was the goal tonight to get it inside and score against these guys? What was the plan?
Yeah, we know Coach Buzz prepared us really well. Obviously, we're an aggressive team. We're really physical. And we looked at the past teams they played, and a lot of teams that they beat shot a lot of threes. So our emphasis really is scoring the paint. Pharrell played out of his mind for his first game in the NCAA tournament. We played really well together as a team. We knew we wanted to get some offensive rebounds, obviously, and finish around the rim. And Coach Buzz and Coach Lyle harped around finishing around the rim, and I think we did a really good job.
Well, you mentioned offensive rebounding and the aggressive defensive nature that you guys have, but those are things that you've done all season long. What about the shot making that you guys had in that first half? 48 points, you shot 50 60% from the field in that first half. What was it for you guys at that end of the floor?
I think it was just, we heard a lot of stuff. This was a game that everyone thought we were going to lose, and it kind of fueled us. We had a chip on our shoulder. We came in the game as an underdog in our brains, and we just wanted to prove everybody wrong and prove ourselves right. We can play at a high level, and we can make shots and play our foundation. We can beat anybody in the country.
I know it had to feel good for you, though. 8 points in the last 5 games. To see those shots fall early and get 10 points on the board, that had to be an amazing feeling, especially on the stage tonight.
100%. I dreamed of this as a little kid. To have an impact on my team, help us win, it's huge for me, and I credit my teammates and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ just for keeping me up no matter what. And it's trials and tribulations, but I can always go to my teammates to go to him whenever I have a problem.
Well, and you got 10 points tonight, one of 3 Aggies in double figures, and what you did also is bought yourself a ticket to Saturday here in Denver against one of these 2 teams starting to warm up on the floor. Good luck to you.
Appreciate you. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Jace. Jace Carter, the senior out of Titusville, Florida. Tremendous performance for his team tonight. And he mentioned Pharrell Payne. Jace Carter at Texas A&M, and the Aggies win at 80-71. He mentioned Pharrell Payne, 25 points, 10 rebounds. What a performance he had in this one tonight. Our final score from Denver, 80-71, Texas A&M over Yale. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
To win in basketball takes a can-do spirit. So shave with Barbasol and inspire your team. Raise that red, white, and blue can and yell, "We can do this." If it doesn't work, you still got a great shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
O'Reilly. If you're
Hey, you! Yeah, you! This is Joe Bowen, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Are you checking your bracket during the commercial break like the rest of us? Thanks for chatting it up and enjoying this March Madness live hangout with us. So why...
Hey, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. Please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single college basketball game of March Madness. Every single game. Speaking of which, I've got to start that next stream right now. We'll see you back in the chat. Good luck to your team.
Hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Welcome to the Tournament Post-Game Show on Westwood One, sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
80-71, Texas A&M eliminating Yale from the NCAA tournament. Let's check some of the stats. Sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. With TurboTax, now taxes is getting an expert who files your taxes for you so you can stay locked in on the madness. Intuit TurboTax. Now this is taxes. 25 points, 10 rebounds for Pharrell Payne to pace Texas A&M. His first NCAA tournament game, he was tremendous. 16 points for Wade Taylor IV, 10 points for Jace Carter. We just talked to him. Aggies shoot 52% from the floor, 6 of 25 from 3. They struggled at the line, 12 of 21 at the stripe. They out-rebound Yale 37-29, outscore them 48-32 in the paint, and 42-18 off the bench. Yale's season ends. Poulikitis with 23, 15 for Townsend, 12 for Seliskar, and 11 for Simmons as the season comes to a close for the Yale Bulldogs. All right, Austin, time now to select the player of the game, sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows what makes SpringFest savings even better. Member-only doorbuster deals. Shop these limited-time savings before they're gone. Lowe's, they help. You save. All right, Austin, who's your lowest player of the game?
Well, Wade Taylor was so good for the Aggies. You know, so many things, hitting big shot after big shot, but how do you not go with Pharrell Payne? 25 points in 25 minutes, 10 rebounds, no turnovers, 10 of 12 from the field, just a dominant performance, and it really seemed like the basket came at key moments where it seemed like Yale was inching their way back into the game, and it just was Pharrell Payne with a big shot to, hold the lead, extend the lead. Big-time game from him.
Big-time game and a big-time advance for Texas A&M, and now they'll keep an eye on what we have in front of us. Michigan warming up to our left. UC San Diego warming up to our right. That game coming up, but first, time now to rejoin our Straight Talk wireless studios in Los Angeles. Need more data so you can stream your Jam mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Let's send it back to L.A.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. Brad Heller in our Westwood One studios. Texas A&M over Yale. No upset for the Bulldogs this time. Remember, last year as a 13 seed, they beat Auburn. Texas A&M was having none of it today. Wade Taylor, the fourth, nailed a three just before the halftime buzzer, made it a double-digit lead, and Jace Carter helped it stay double digits in the second half. It's time now for the Wrangler highlight of the game.
Taylor will hold it across the timeline. Aggie fans giving a standing ovation. 12-point lead. Taylor going to work with 10 to shoot. In the corner, three, up and down for Jace Carter. Might be the cherry on top for the Aggies. 77-62. The lead is 15, their largest of the night.
The highlight of the game sponsored by Wrangler. Here's to the early risers, the go-getters. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler for the ride of life. 80-71. A&M wins it. The Aggies will take on either Michigan or UC San Diego, which is up next, the final game of the night in Denver. All right, we'll take a break. Coming up next, the scoreboard. Missouri making a run against Drake. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.